Hello nation, and welcome back to the homestead. Back in December, about what, 6 months ago,
yeah,
when we got the tractor, we also purchased this K9, this side-by-side from Kioti. And we wanted to, after we've been working the mess out of it for the last 6 months, we want to give you guys our likes and dislikes when it comes to this side-by-side.
okay, so we want to talk about some of the features that we use all the time here on this side-by-side.
Correct, yeah. It really depends on who's driving, whether or not we use all the features all the time.
Yeah.
All right, it's got a good-sized diesel engine in it. This thing is a boss. Now, I've driven it all around our homestead, through mud, muck, whoop-de-whoops, everything.
Yeah, because our pasture is not flat.
No,
not at all.
Not in a little bit. And it has not let me down whatsoever. Now this K9, it does have, where you can be in 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. It does have a lock differential in it. It's got your emergency brake. It's got seat belts. It's got low, high, and reverse. And personally, I think I've only had to put it in 4-wheel drive once, and that was a really, really muddy situation. And I put it in 4-wheel drive to be, before I went into it, just in case. And
I'm feeling attacked here.
unlike some people who just drive
I wasn't
across
thinking.
stuff.
I wasn't thinking, and that was the problem. So as soon as we got this thing, within a week, I had already done the only damage that we really have to this thing. Well, like one day in, I was out here checking fences, and the wind blew, and I busted one of the gates swung last minute. Busted the brush guard that's supposed to be on the front. That's not on there.
Well, it's kind of on there because they gave you a brush guard repair kit, which was a band-aid and a zip tie.
And a zip tie.
We also put you together a K9 bumper repair kit.
You see, we got band-aids in
It's
it.
got 2 band-aids and some zip ties.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. We're gonna need them. And then I think the next day or the day after that, we were in a hurry to find a post hole digger or a T-post driver, and because the pigs were out, and it was a big, huge, like, hurry up, get it done. And I cut across our garden and sunk right in.
Like to the doors.
And I was so thankful that we also had the tractor because Jason was able to get me out.
Yeah, this thing sunk like a rock.
It really did. It was just...
That's how soft that ground was.
It was really bad. And to be fair, it's still that soft, and we haven't had rain in like a week. So
yeah. So it seats 3. Now the really cool thing about it is it has a USB charging station,
which we and the girls use.
Yeah. And then it has a cigarette lighter doodad in case you have one of those
yeah, 12 volt
plug things. It seats 3 comfortably.
Yes.
Now we've had guests over to the homestead, and Robin's been able to take them around, and it also has a little glove box. I'm not very excited about that. It also has hazard lights, because in the state of Georgia, as long as we have turn signals, headlights, and tail lights, we can ride it. We can ride it on the road, and we have done that, chasing animals after a storm on the trees. This is the year for falling trees on fences, and so this has come in very handy for rattling up cows, pigs, whatever fence line decides to get stuck on. Now in the front up here, let me bring you up here to the front. This is like probably my favorite thing. As you can see, the zip ties for the plastic portion of the brush guard, and then able to get it out, we did have to hook a chain up here to the metal brush guard and start to pull Robin out with the tractor, and that's how that got bent. Of course we got our headlights, but right here you have a latch, and you have a trunk. What's the name of this thing called?
Bonnet.
The Bonnet.
Yep.
And this is extremely handy, in my opinion. I could put my impacts in there. We've got hammers in here, wire strippers in here,
Some extra wire.
caulk, paddle bit I was looking for earlier today. Somebody actually put it away. Hose pieces. And so anytime that I'm going to do a project, whether it's fencing, whatever, I can take the clips, insulators, whatever, and I can put them in here, and I don't have to worry about them bouncing around, bouncing out.
Yep.
And you know, it has a lock latch, so then all you have to do is come in here and push it, let it fall, and it closes. Now we added, after Robin's drive through the garden, we put, this is just your standard tow hitch. I took the ball off and put a heavy duty ring on it in case something like that happened again. I mean, all joking aside, it could have happened to me
Anybody, right.
too. So that way we could slide the chain through there, and it pulls from, it gives us a solid point to pull from the frame versus trying to do. I mean, we had to do what we had to do here.
But what's really nice is there's one on the front and there's one on the back.
Yeah, we have a ball on the back.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice. No matter where we get caught, we have a way to hook up and pull ourselves out.
So let's go around to the back. Now, of course, it's the summertime. We took the doors off on the summertime because we're really busy, and in all honesty, it was getting very cumbersome to open and close, open and close, open and close, because the doors are a little bit tricky, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Your gas tank's right here. Now, we use gas cans, so it's a little bit easier for us to tip the bed up when we're using gas cans to fill it up. But if you're able to pull right up to the gas station, bam, right there you are. The bed is rhino lined, which to me is, I mean,
Very helpful.
very helpful, because it prolongs the life of the side-by-side, because this is much rocks if we've dumped in here, tree branches, stumps, little stumps, T-posts, T-post drivers, chainsaws.
Yeah.
Now I'm not talking big stumps, so Jay, don't have a heart attack, because I know you're watching our video. I'm just talking about little itty-bitty ones from a lot of these saplings around here. But we've hauled firewood back here.
We haul feed in it every
Feed
day,
in it.
water.
Water, compost, and show them how the bed tips, babe. Now you come over on this side, there's a little lever over here. It is a tilt bed. Of course, your tailgate does come down. These latches right here that we have off, and it's just a straight cotter pin, because we were dumping stuff earlier, so that way your tailgate drops all the way down. But when you're done with it, you can, it's no different than a pickup truck. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. This has a locking mechanism for your bed up, so you have to come in here
and let it down.
Which is a very good safety feature.
Yep.
Now, Robin was talking about these tie-down latches. These are extremely helpful.
Yep.
You could hook a ratchet strap, bungee cord to them, strap stuff down that may flap around, trash, you know, whatever. And our windshield was ordered.
Yeah, so.
And it's sitting there waiting on us to actually have the time to tell them to come pick this up and put the windshield on.
Right. It does come with a windshield. At least ours did.
Ours
but
did.
they just didn't have them at the time with all the shortages of stuff. They didn't have it, so we'll be getting that soon.
Okay, our likes. I like everything about this K9 except for one thing. And it's a very minute thing, and for everybody else out there, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. But the hinges for the door are made out of a heavy-duty plastic. Well, I have the extreme bad habit, because of my back injuries and stuff that I kind of lean on the door to help get in. Well, and in 6 months time frame, the top hinge on the driver's side
Just snapped.
just snapped. So I'm gonna look around and see if I can't find some aftermarket metal hinges to be able to put on there, and then for the winter time it'll be good to go. But
Yeah.
like right now, it's not a big stressor because of the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we did have a malfunction with the driver's side door. The latch messed up on us, and so I got to look in, and I think it's probably just a little cotter pin or something that came out that connects the rod from the latch to the mechanism in the door. With as rough a terrain as we have on this homestead, with ups and downs and
Just
potholes and all kinds of stuff, you know,
Understandable.
understandable. I'm not upset about it.
And from what I understand, it's very easy to fix. It's just one of those things with it being summertime, we just decided to go ahead and take the doors off anyway so that it wouldn't be an issue, and we'll get around to it in the fall when everything slows down.
Yep. And in the meantime, we still got to look for the
Metal hinges. Yep.
What about you? Because you and Carol use this more than I do. What do you like about it?
I mean, I just love the ability to be able to move quickly. We've had several situations in the last 6 months where we had to get from point A to point B in a very timely manner, and this thing allowed us to do stuff that before we would be screaming at each other. I mean, I think of the night where where the cows got out and we were able to ride around, and you know, because we have headlights, we were able to see, instead of trying to collect animals at 3 o'clock in the morning when it's pitch black dark out
and raining,
we were able to, you know, kind of push them back using the K9 because they're used to the sound. And so they were able to do that. Another one, and this happened early on, we were using the K9 to feed the pigs every morning. And one morning they got out and it was pouring down nasty rain, like it was awful. And we rode back here to see if we could find them. And lo and behold, we turned around. We were coming back around through here. We couldn't find them anywhere. Turned back around and they're following us. And I was like, what is going on? Well, they associated the sound of the K9 with being fed. So they followed us right back into the pen. So that was nice too. But on our daily use, I mean, we do use this every day. Carol and I go out. She feeds pigs. I feed chickens. This thing is usually packed with 6 or 8 buckets full of feed, just as many waterers. I can't carry all those waterers by myself, so I mean I could, but it takes forever. And with this, I can get it done in 10 minutes.
Well, I mean, it's the load capacity of it carrying when we come out to fix the fence because a tree fell on it.
Sure.
We get to carry everything out here at one time.
One last thing that I'm not fond of, and I think it's a very small thing, is the glove box. The glove box is not worked on. Like, it's got this handle, but it really doesn't like move. You just pull it, and it's got this rubber, you know, I don't know what you even call that. It's just a rubber piece that flanges into the hole right there, and you have to like hit it a certain way, and I can't ever get it to close.
That's because you do it wrong. You got to take this, you got to hold it up, line it up.
Okay, make sure you hold your mouth a certain way when you're doing it, because
No, it's you're used to a traditional glove box where it's a snap handle. This is you got to work at this.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: how often are you really going to be using?
Well, you don't really.
Exactly.
That's the point. But the issue is that we did use it at one point. We went to put stuff in there, and then when we went to close it, it wouldn't close, and so things kept falling out. It kept hitting me in the leg. So that's what I was saying. I was a little annoyed with it because I can't ever get it to close.
I mean, look, the two things that we have to complain about this thing is it's difficult for you to close the glove box. and my fat butt broke a hinge because I was leaning on a door.
Yeah,
trying to get up
pretty
and in.
good.
I think
Yeah.
this canine it goes well above and beyond anything that we could have
Yes.
asked for.
Yes, we're very grateful to have
Yeah.
a side-by-side on the property. It makes a huge difference. It's a game changer.
Now I did notice at Steck they had a stretch one of these. There was like
Has another set. Yeah.
It's like a 4-door.
Yeah, it has
thing,
another
so,
set of seats. Yes.
and so that might be something that we invest in later on down the road for homestead tours, classes, and stuff like that we're going to be kicking up starting next year.
Yes.
So overall, if you guys are in the market for a side-by-side,
Definitely check it out.
this is definitely it, in my opinion, because, you know, we've ridden in other people's side-by-sides, like the ones that you see at Home Depot or Tractor Supply, and they'll flat out tell you they're at Lowe's, Home Depot, Tractor Supply, that if it breaks down, you're kind of hosed because people can't find parts for them. Whereas in your Kioti, Kubota, and your John Deere, they're always going to have the parts and stuff for them. But then it goes back to, are you paying the green tax or the orange tax and getting basically the same thing that you're getting with the Kioti, but with the Kioti you're paying a cheaper price.
And not just that, but we always go back to customer service. Anytime we have any issues with anything, we've gone up there. I know at one point we were on a hill with this and it kind of got stuck in between the gears.
Pressure.
Yeah, the pressure. And so we couldn't get it out of gear. And all that was rocking it, you know, rocking it down a little bit to where it would let the pressure off. But we had stopped by there just to ask them about it, and like they were ready to come out here and fix it. Like they were like, if we got to come out there, we'll take care of it.
I mean, you can't beat the customer service and how well you get taken care of at Steck. And I know some of y'all know that because you've left comments on the tractor videos that you've gone and seen Jay. And so you ain't gonna just take our word for it. There's been lots of people that watched our tractor review video and went and talked to the people at Steck. And some of them end up buying a tractor, some of them end up going to be buying a tractor. So the way that the folks at Steck, I mean, they've got our business for forever and a day.
Absolutely.
So, you know, so if you're in the market for a side-by-side, hey, come on down, Anderson, South Carolina, go see Jay over there at Steck, and he'll hook you up. They even got a nice stretch one now.
You and that stretch one.
It'd be like a limo driver. Well, I hope you guys found this video informative and somewhat entertaining. Hey, don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. Thanks for coming by the Big Bear Homestead. God bless.
Have a nice day.